Hello everyone, my name is Rob, I'm from the Insane Gamers, and I need to go into career mode, but no, this is Need Speed Most Wanted, and this is part 64, and we just beat Ronnie, I believe, yes, because that's why we have the Porsche Carrera GT, because we just bought it, and what we need to do is we need to get our bounty up, obviously, and we also need to do these 8 race wins and 5 milestones, so that's what I'm going to do. What event shall we do? Well, we have 8 things that we need to do. So obviously we're going to do these free free tour booths. We'll also probably do this drag race at some point. So that's 4. We have 3 circuit races we can do, and I'm thinking sprint race. So what are we going to do? Is there any of these? Right, there we go. I'm going to do 2 tour booths, sprint, tour booth. Now, I do want to apologise if the controller dies here, because the battery on this controller is dead. Well, it's flashing. The controller's flashing at me. It's like you need to replace batteries in this. There's rechargeable ones in there. The only problem is that, well, that guy's dead. That was totally not intentional, but yeah, it keeps flashing at me. It's like you need to recharge batteries, put new ones in, whatever. The only problem is this controller is actually pretty broken, kind of, and it's the only working one I have, if that makes sense. What was it? I have a couple of controllers. I have 3. But they all have something wrong with them. I don't know what it is. Don't know if it's just the way I handle the controller. I don't think it is, because you know, other people have had this problem. But the battery pack holder. Oh no, that was it. I used to have like actual, not Xbox branded rechargeable batteries, but they were third-party battery packs, and they, well, you know, they're recharged. And I used to use them in the controls, and I used them in all 3 that I owned, and they just went. Like, they've broke the plastic housing that holds the battery pack in place at the bottom. Like, I think they were expanding as they got hotter, which is obviously what batteries will do. Batteries will get hot if you know, using the controller. So I think that's what happened, and all the plastic bit on the bottom's broke, so it doesn't like connect properly. So what I have to do is I have to sellotape the battery pack in place, and that's a small problem when you have to replace the batteries now, because you're like, those are broken, and hell, even the rechargeable ones will not stay in place. So either I'm gonna have to get a bunch of new controllers, which, well, the Xbox one's been out almost 3 years at this point. So, in fact, has it been 3 years? I can't remember. 2013 that came out, yeah. So it will be 3 years this year. It's been out for almost 3 years, and it's like, you can get 360 controllers pretty cheap. I'm guessing. We need to go this way. This car just looks really nice when you turn the corner. So if the controller dies, sorry. I guess that'll really be the end of the episode, because it will take forever to A, recharge, and B, get the sellotape back on. Time that I do not have to edit and render this episode, so I really should have got that fixed beforehand, but yeah. I actually wonder, can you recharge? Actually, I need to Google that. Like, because I think I still have the rechargeable battery like thing that goes on the top that charges the batteries. Will it recharge the batteries that go in, like the actual proper rechargeable batteries that you can buy in store? I don't want to try, because batteries can explode. But yeah, and also I'm using a annoyingly, the one that broke is a limited edition controller too. It's the Halo 4 one. Well, it's a limited edition. You can get them pretty easily, but this is a really long course. I've just realised that. 8 toll booths, really? Anyway, yeah, it's a moderately hard to find controller, I guess. Guarantee you couldn't buy a brand new one of these. Actually, you probably could on eBay, but they'll be expensive. Also, I haven't really hit many cars this time. I've hit a few, yes, but I have not crashed into so many. Also, well, I didn't use this version because the TV downstairs doesn't have a the necessary input. It doesn't have component, it only has HDMI and SCART, which if you're British, you'll know what that is. If you're European, you'll know what that is. Hell, you might even know what it is if you're Japanese. You will not know what it is if you're American, probably. SCART is this brilliant video format. It's essentially HDMI, but for standard definition. It supports, well, 576p, because that's the standard over here, instead of 480p. For standard definition. Just brilliant. I don't know why I didn't catch on in America. There's a few TVs in America. I can't speak, right? I've just had something in week 2, which is not helping. But there's a couple of TVs in America. I think the Philips models, where they may have used the same one for the entire way around the world, so they do have SCART inputs, but SCART is just not a well-known thing. It's called Euro SCART, I believe, in America. I guess on these TVs, but yeah, it's brilliant. It's HDMI, but for standard definition. One cable, you plug it in, use it to connect everything to everything. So yeah, the TV that I have downstairs does not have a component on the back, which is kind of annoying. But it does have a surround sound system. So I had to use PS2 because PS2, yeah, you can output component with it, so it doesn't actually look that bad when you output through component. Still have my PS2. I should actually bring back Rob vs PS2 again. But yeah, you plug that in, and I plugged it in. I connected the surround sound using the digital optical cable, and put Need to Be Postponed on the PS2 version, which obviously it does not look as good as this, but that's annoying when you have a 360 like I do. The old model Elite ones, they don't have a. They have one connector on. They have one connector, well, two. Technically, they have two connections on the back. They have the whatever the 360 like adapter thing looks like the output, the standard definition output that looks like nothing else. Which means it has to get an adapter for SCART. But whatever. And then you have the HDMI out, which was only on the Elite. But the only reason I got the Elite was because I wanted a black system, because that sounds a bit weird, but every single game console I have is black, so it makes sense to get it that way. Anyway, so that's what I did. I bought it. I plugged it in and it worked. This game sounds glorious in surround sound, by the way. Seriously, if you've not played this game in surround sound, you need to. I honestly wish I had like a small surround sound system in this room, but I just don't like having it. The problem is, of course, when you're recording and stuff, is I can like reduce the audio level of the game in editing, and I can kind of reduce it in like for if it's coming through the microphone, because this microphone that I'm using is pointed away from the speakers, so therefore the sound doesn't get picked up as much. So all I have to do is like lower the rear, like you can adjust it in editing. I have a preset for it. I can't remember exactly what you have to do, but I made a preset and it looks great. The problem is, if I had a surround sound system, of course everything would be pointing at the speaker, like there'd be multiple speakers, and some of them, because obviously surround sound has rear speakers, would actually be pointing directly at the microphone, so you would hear a massive echo most likely. Especially considering the rear speakers are supposed to be technically on a small delay, which, like, it's a couple of milliseconds, but you would hear the echo. And it doesn't even really make sense. Like, the game sounds great in it, but I just had to knock that guy out of the way. You don't hear anything really that good out the rear speakers. It's how can I say that it sounds great and then also at the same time say it doesn't? Well, essentially what happens is the music, which I could actually probably turn the music on for this game if I turn the ones that are by position music on, because I think you guys are getting a little bit bored of just hearing game or like the engine sounds after a while. I should probably do that for the next episode, find out which ones are by position music that I actually have the rights to through my YouTube network, because there's a few that are on position music, but they're like you have to pay for it every time you use the song. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do, oh, that's a maximum as well. I need something that's a minimum. That will do. No, that's really long. They're all really long. Isn't this the exact same course? Yeah, it is, but it's opposite. That seems somewhat short. I just don't want the controller to die. Yeah, you get the music and the engine sounds out the front, but all you get out the rear is the engine sounds behind you, and police sounds when you're being chased. That's all you get. So it's nothing too great, but at the same time it does immerse you into the game, which is what it's supposed to do, I guess. Also, subwoofer. Music that's in this game, pretty good for a subwoofer, pretty good workout, I would say. I would also probably say this about what I did with the PS2 one, which is kind of annoying. PS2 one does Dolby Pro Logic, which is fake surround sound really. I guess it's Matrix, so it doesn't work as well. For all intents and purposes, that's alright, you know. It's still surround sound, it's just not as good as like Dolby Digital Discrete 5.1, which is what you're supposed to. Now we're going to get into the technicals. This is fun. You can tell I did media and like computer broadcast engineering and stuff, can't you? I didn't really do computer broadcast engineering, but it was like a 1 week thing that we did in media where they were like, how you can use surround sound to your advantage. It's like, okay, you have like Dolby Pro Logic 2, which is essentially, it makes 5.1 out of stereo, but the stereo track has to be specially encoded for it. So games, yeah, early DVDs when people didn't have, when like Dolby Digital decoders for the home were expensive as shit, they used Dolby Pro Logic on the discs because it was just easier to do it that way. And a Dolby Digital decoder will be like, oh, this is Pro Logic, I can decode it. But yeah, the rear channels are under-centered. Yeah, there's only 4 channels actually. There's a left, right, center, and you know, mono rear. So both rears will, you know, have the same sound. That was a weird camera angle. But Dolby Digital 5.1 obviously has, well, technically it's 6 discrete tracks because you have the subwoofer. I'd say Dolby Pro Logic does not actually use the subwoofer, but for some reason mine, well, actually most surround sound systems nowadays will take the the subwoofer just essentially uses what is called the low bass frequency. Oh no, low bass effects. Something, you know, it's like name something. Well, I can edit it in Sony Vegas. You won't hear it because YouTube doesn't support 5.1. But essentially, it has a Vegas calls it the low bass effects. I have no idea if that's the actual technical term for it, but I would assume it is. I mean, why else would a professional video editor program call it that? But that's essentially what your subwoofer uses. So most systems nowadays, they know what each speaker is capable of because each speaker is designed for a certain frequency range. And now I'm in second because I was talking too much, but they know what each speaker is designed for, and therefore if there's any information that speaker wouldn't be able to decode very well in that track, it will just immediately send it to the subwoofer. So essentially, even though ProLogic doesn't support the LFE track, my system essentially was like, this is music. Music generally is sent through the center and the subwoofer. Let's do that. That was very long and technical. I do believe the 360 though does support Dolby Digital 5.1. However, like I said, I have no way of using it, because annoyingly my decoder does not have a HDMI input. It has a HDMI output, but no input, which kind of sucks. So I have to use digital optical, which this 360 does not support unless you use the component. Which I suppose if I had speakers hooked up to this, well, I suppose this could work in this room, I guess. I mean, it's possible to hook it up to this because I know this TV has the surround sound. That's another thing with my TV. It's so annoying. I thought, oh, well, I'll just have to get one cable, you know, the Dolby cable. No, the digital optical cable. You know, I'll just hook it up to the output on the TV, because I used to have a TV that had the output on the back for everything that went through it. I was like, okay, I'll just plug it in there, and then I can just output it straight to the surround sound system. God, I also have like a talking problem as well, like coughing. But yeah, I thought, oh, I can just output it straight there, and my TV, this new one, doesn't have it. It's like, but that's basic. This TV in here does. Hell, this isn't really. Well, no, yeah, it's TV. This is a TV that's like used as a computer monitor, so I got it essentially as a monitor, and God, it's brilliant for how many inputs it has. That sounds really weird saying that, but so many inputs and outputs that this device has. Hell, it has Freeview HD built in, which, if you're from the UK, you will know what that is. And this was from a couple of years ago, and that was brand new, and this thing was a pretty cheap screen. Actually got it specifically for Freeview HD because, hell no, am I not paying my cable company money to get a second box? Especially considering they want the same price for the, like, they want me to pay the same rental fee as a TiVo when it's their own box, where if you got that as your main box you wouldn't have to pay a rental fee for it. If that makes sense. Like, you have to pay a TiVo rental fee, which is okay because it's like £3. But if you got the like standard box, it's no, we don't have a rental fee for that. But if you get it in a second room, you have to pay the rental fee for it, which is a bit stupid considering the fact that I knew I should have. Well, I had to go through the game literally forced me to, but essentially, So I would have to pay the multi-room fee and the second rental fee. That's a bit stupid. I don't think that's worth it. So I specifically got this TV to have Freeview HD, which is over the air HD in the UK. There's about 20 HD channels on it. It's like, oh, it's free. I pay the TV license for it, and that's great. Move out the way, you knob. Right. Because I was going around that corner, right, and I got that cop, menu, the cop thing in the way. I couldn't use speed breaker like I was trying to. The game was like, no, I can't allow you to do that, so I may not even, you know, pass this now. I might not get there in time. Thanks, game. I love it when you take control away. You know, that's exactly what I want. You know, everyone loves quick time events. Yeah, you're not going in front of me. Oh, somehow you did a 360. I guarantee you would not be able to do that in free run. Good. Enjoy that. Oh, of course. Oh, you lost me somehow. So all these cops are still spawning here, but all these cops are still spawning here, but I'm not technically in chips. Oh no, now I am. Of course. I don't know why you can't lose them in a pursuit. Like in a pursuit. Why you can't lose them in a race? Like, I don't understand. Doesn't make sense. Well, you can enjoy this present that I'm going to give you in a second if you just stay behind me. Oh, there's two of them. Even better. Eat this. Do not pass. Well, enjoy it. Ah, right. Alright. Like, how do they know where I am? Also, luckily that happened at an intersection, so now they may not even, like, realise I've turned this corner. I'm gonna find out if this game... Well, I can't do it. I mean, well, I'm gonna go back to what I was gonna say about setting up surround sound. Technically I could, all I would need to do is get a decoder and speakers, because at least for the Xbox and the PS3, if I actually had a PS3 and I wanted to play that, you know, isn't Ratchet and Clank, which I do want to play again, but I need to wait. Oh, of course, you had to spawn there. Right, now let's go as fast as possible. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hide around here because I know for a fact. I don't think we've ever been here. Oh. What? Why have I got level 5 cops? When have I ever had level 5 cops? What the hell? In no way, shape or form would I ever have level 5 cops for this. I mean, it's useful, I guess, but... I guess for having... Shit, the helicopter's going that way. Right, where's the hiding spawn? They're going out over the ocean, it looks like. That's good. Why did I have level 5 cops? What? Why did I get them? That didn't make sense. Why do I have level 5 cops? Oh well, thank you very much for watching. I've been Rob, been from this gamers, and ta-ra.